Well, students, good evening to all of you. So, guys, today we are going to discuss our exam preparation class of paper 1 of second year, B.Ed second year, right? The name of the paper is Knowledge and Curriculum, right, guys? You all have got the date sheets, okay? And the first paper is on 15th, Knowledge and Curriculum, right? So these are the syllabus, right? Just see the syllabus first. So it is very easy paper, knowledge and curriculum. Okay. If if you remember about the, first year, so we have done a lot of things regarding curriculum. Okay. And, what are the stakeholders of the curriculum, right? We talk about teachers, principals, HANA community members. They are the stakeholder of curriculum. What are the types of curriculum? Okay. And what are the factors which influence the curriculum? This is called determinants of curriculum, right? Philosophical factor, sociological factor. So this is a very easy, this paper in under unit 3. So first we discuss the syllabus, right, guys? So, many lectures I have already taken. So today is our last exam preparation class, right, guys? Notes already I have shared with you PDF file. So we start from unit 1. Whole paper we will discuss in today's class, right, guys? And in last, we will talk about important questions which you have to learn, right? There the unit 1, okay, it is talking about, first is knowledge basis of education. It is talking about concept, source, type, and facets of knowledge, right? So it is talking about knowledge. Second, it is talking about distinction between information and knowledge, belief and truth, reasoning and analysis. And third is the most important. So those students have just joined. I just want to say you, today is our exam preparation class of the first paper, knowledge and curriculum, or eighth paper or first paper of B.Ed second year, according to the Kurukshetra University syllabus. So guys, just see, under a unit 1, third topic is education and knowledge as visualized by different thinkers. So basically, under a unit 1, we can say we have the four thinkers, right? Four educational thinkers, right? Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhiji, right? Rabindranath Tagore, J. Krishnamurti, and Friedrich Probel, right? So these are the four thinkers. This is the important, because number 1, you can get the long questions on it, and second, definitely in the short answers you will get the questions from these all the thinkers. This is the important, right? Under a unit second, social basis of education, basic concept of society, socialization, equity and equality, modernity with reference to industrializations and democracy. Guys, this is the first step. Syllabus should be on your fingertip. You should know, okay, which topic is coming from which unit. Next, the role of a culture, economy, and historical forces in shaping the aims of education. Next, individual opportunity, social justice, dignity in context of democratic education. And last, the most important, काफी questions, many questions have come from a study of secularism, nationalism, or universalism and their interrelationship with education. Actually, guys, okay, when you will go in deep now, you will come to know that, the theme of nationalism, what is the concept of a universalism, and what is a secularism. These all are taught us through the education. So education is not a different thing. Okay. So whatever is happening in the society, right? So you learn, with the education. Education is a such kind of a thing which makes you civilized, cultured, right? You will come to know about the feeling of nationalism through education. What is the concept of a universalizations? providing equal quality of education, equality of everything to across the country, across all the persons in the country. Okay, you are taught through education. Now you have to talk what is the relationship between them, right? Unit 3, it is a very easy unit 3, right? We have already done in the first year, right? Curriculum development. What is curriculum? What is the syllabus? What is the difference between curriculum and syllabus? Okay. Next, dimensions of curriculum, their relationship with the aims of education, and curriculum at the different level, national level, state level, and school level. Okay. And third one is under the unit 3, determinants of curriculum. Very easy question, right? Curriculum is not a static. It always changes with the time. So under this, even this question has come the last year. Define the determinants of a curriculum. Very easy question. Hai. So guys, if the questions come, you have to talk about philosophical view of curriculum, psychological, sociological, political, culture, and economic. Because curriculum is influenced by these all things, right? Political also, right? Because it is decided by the political person. Okay, of education, what would be the aims of education, which part they have to include in the education. It is also influenced by the political view also, psychological, philosophical, everything you have to talk about. And basic considerations in curriculum development. Okay, and under the unit 4, the topics are teachers' experience and concerns, laboratory work, library, field survey, and group discussion. Very easy. Char hi cheezein hain only. Right? Next, nature of a learner and learning process and subject matter. Next, knowledge and ideology in relations to curriculum and textbook. ये भी बड़ा easy है. Okay. और last में the most important. Okay, I advise to everybody, you must do NCF, National Curriculum Framework. Okay, concept, need, and process of development. Always, this question comes. Okay, in the long questions. Okay, 16-mark questions. Right. So, guys, this is our syllabus. Okay, so we open the syllabus. We have already opened the syllabus. So we minimize this syllabus, and now the second one is I open the last year paper. Okay, knowledge and curriculum. This is the last year paper. See the questions, knowledge and curriculum, right? Okay, so first that this is the compulsory questions. Okay, it can come from whole topic, from whole syllabus. Okay, from any part of the unit. Okay, the questions are, just see that these are very easy. Concept of teaching, training, and learning. Many times we have discussed about what is the teaching, training, learning, indoctrination, okay, literacy. इनमें difference क्या है सारा, right? So in this context, you have to talk about teaching, training, and learning. Okay, then concept of a nationalism. This question has come from under the unit 2, the last part. Nationalism, secularism, and universalism with respect to education. Right? Concept of curriculum, again, easy question has come, and importance of a laboratory work from 4th unit. Right, guys? So at least examiner has touched one question from unit 1, second from unit 2nd, third from unit 3rd, fourth from unit 4th. This is the strategy, right? And now just see the unit 1. What do you mean by knowledge? Explain the different types and sources of knowledge. Very simple question has come. So then we have come to know that, in the last we will discuss what would be our strategy. Okay, guys? Okay, otherwise, easy questions are coming. Right? If you do the first part of knowledge so definitely this question would come. Right? What we have to do, first of all, we have 4 or 5 days. Okay, you have already learned. Okay, I have given you the material lot of time before, and I have already taken the lecture. Okay, but now what we have to do in the coming days, first we have to secure our long questions, right? First, we have to do these long questions. Then we will go further. Okay, rest of the part we will do that. Right? So this thing in the last of the the lecture we will talk, right? In the last 5 minutes we will talk. Okay, what are the important questions and how we have to move. Just we talk about these all the questions and whole of the syllabus, right? अब guys ये देखिए, questions can come from this way also. Okay, मतलब long question is divided into the two part, even into the three part, I think 1 2 and 3. ये देखिए 3 part में divide हो गया, right? So 16 numbers are divided into the 3 part. The question is, write a short note on any two of the following. Contribution of a Gandhiji in relations to child-centered education, right? Contributions of Rabindranath Tagore in relations to child-centered education, and concept of a skills, belief and education. ये second वाला under a unit 1 second topic में से आ गया. Okay, right? So लेकिन फिर भी if you do a one part, okay, of knowledge, under the knowledge type sources, okay, so you can get a full-fledged questions from there, right? So questions can come from that way. Contribution of Gandhiji in relations to child-centered education, Tagore in child-centered educations. The questions can also come contributions of a Froebel in relations to child-centered education. Means education should be child-centered. You have to define according to the Froebel. If question is asking here, contributions of a Tagore in relations to child-centered education, you have to define, how the education should be a child-centered according to the Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. So, I have shared the PDF with you. You can see the answer over there, guys. And today we will also discuss in the class. Okay, now you see the unit 2. What do you mean by equality? Very easy question. What suggestions would you like to give in the context of equality of educational opportunity with special reference to the school education in India? And explain with example. So first we have to talk about what is the equality. Then we have to talk about equality of educational opportunities with respect to the school education. And we have to define some of the examples, right? And another, it is also easy question. How can education promote nationalism? Guys, because the purpose of education is to, teach you nationalism, secularism, universalism. What type of a curriculum content do you suggest at school level of promotion of a feeling of a nationalism among students? Explain with examples. ये तो general questions है, right? मतलब you can write. देखो, main thing is that already I have told you, right? Long questions should be of the 7 pages because this is our exam preparation class. We will talk about all the strategies, each and everything. The most important thing is to fill the pages. This is the most important, instead of how much you have learned. This is the most important. And time management, that 4 questions you have to do right long and 4 questions you have to do short, right guys? 3 and 4. Okay, so 4 questions, long questions should be of half an hour and you have to fill 7 pages, and rest of the sheets 2 pages or 2.5 pages, okay, you can fill up within a 45 or 50 minutes. Okay, first guys, please count the sheets, right? Sheets ko count kar lena hai. According that you have to manage in your mind. You have to attempt 4 long questions and 4 short answers. Okay, and attempt the questions serial wise, right? Starting from the compulsory questions, unit 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Under the unit 3, critically evaluate the existing curriculum of Indian schools. ये देखो, ये भी general questions आ गए. This is a very general. Okay, you all are aware of that. What do you suggest regarding improvement in the existing school curriculum of our country? Explain with example. Guys, I will tell you, clear your concept. What is the meaning of curriculum? Right? What the Cunningham has said regarding the curriculum. Okay, one definitions you can define over there. What are the determinants of a curriculum? If your concept is clear, so you can fill, how many pages, right? So this should be clear to you, right? अब ये देखो ये आ गया detail note on the determinants of curriculum. You know that under the determinants of a curriculum, you have to talk about कि curriculum जो है, it is not a static thing, it is a dynamic thing. It always changes. It changes with the time, and it is influenced by philosophically, sociologically, politically, psychologically. Every point you have to mention under the determinants of curriculum. Though easy question has come from the unit 3. Both questions on the curriculum. और ये देखिए under unit 4. Okay, I have already advised you now. You all have to do NCF, National Curriculum Framework 2005. Right? In the year of 2005, this framework came, and it talks about all the improvement, right? So all the improvement, all the points, we have to learn only the points, and it talks about there should be improvement, and all the educational institutions across the country follow this, right? Work on this according to the standard of NCF. Ninth question, देखो, again, it is divided into the 3 part, right? Even very easy questions hai. Write a short note on the following. Importance of library and references, importance of a field survey and group discussion. वो 4 चीजें थी ना, remember under unit 4, right? Quality of a good textbook, right? तो इसको भी हम minimize कर देते हैं. Now I'm going to open my PDF, which I have already given to you, right, guys? And we will discuss everything. We will discuss all the questions and every syllabus, right, guys? So guys, I start my lecture from, from this point, from the 4 thinkers, right? I'll start my lecture from 4 thinkers, right? Yes, I'll start from here. Okay, right? This note I have already shared with you. Okay, you just clear your concept. Okay. And after my lectures, if you learn whole notes, so today you will cover your paper 1, knowledge and curriculum, right, guys? So I'm going to start from here. Okay, education. What is education? So guys, basically this is a unit 1. Basically, I just want to tell you, right? Education is a, as old as the human race. It is a never-ending process of one's inner growth and development, and its period can be stretched from birth to death. Education is a very important for the progress of an individual and for the society. Guys, it is education. You get reasoning power, thinking power, creativity, skill, value, attitude, intelligence. Okay. In fact, man's whole life is an education, right? Because we are learning. Okay. And here I want to tell you, you don't have to bound the educations only in the schools and colleges. Don't think that degrees and diplomas cannot say that, how much the person is educated. Even the illiterate person can be more educated than a literate person, said by the Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. You don't have to think in your mind कि only school and colleges, one is going to the school and colleges and becoming the educated. आए schools कब आए हैं इंडिया में? 125 साल पहले, 130 साल पहले, there was no school before 130 years back in India. Okay, तो you can't say that कि उस time लोग educated नहीं थे, right? So education basically is derived from the 3 words educare, eduseer, educatum. Already we have discussed. Educare means to bring up, to nourish up. Eduseer means to draw out. This is the purpose of education and teaching, not pouring into the mind of the student. Education does not mean you are looking from the book and putting into the mind of the student, right? So J. Krishnamurti, when we will learn a topic of a Jiddu Krishnamurti, one of the thinker out of a 4, then we will learn what was the aim of education set by the, Jiddu Krishnamurti, right? So the same thing he is saying, that you have to draw out from the mind of the student. And educator means act of teaching and training, right? According to the Rig Veda, education is a something which makes a man self-reliant and selfless. And according to Swami Vivekananda, education is the manifestation of the divine perfection already existing in a man. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया कि जब बेबी पैदा होता है, when the baby born, he borns with all the potentialities, all the powers, right? And the purpose of a teacher is to draw out those powers by stimulating the learning power, by arousing the learning power of the student. This is the meaning of education. Okay. Nature and characteristics, I don't want to go into detail because we have already learned. Okay. In today's lecture, I will discuss, I will clear the concept of the important points. Okay. The rest of the thing you have to learn. Okay, guys. So natures, you know that about the education's lifelong process, bipolar process, tripolar, multipolar, continues, a child-centered process in last, right? And types of education, formal, non-formal, and informal. Already I have talked with you now. You cannot bound the educations in schools and colleges, okay? So non-formal is a kind of correspondence, and informal means you get the educations from anywhere, okay? So ye types of educations hai, right? So don't want to go in details. Yes, some of the synonym word which is related with the education, okay? Education and instruction, educations and training, right? Instructions so hai ki we have to give the particular one instructions to a persons, and instruction is given by the instructor who has a you can say expert in a particular one field, but it is not education. We can't say that by providing the instruction we can't say that ki one has become educated. Instruction can be a part of education. Similarly, training can be a part of education. Okay, teaching आपके syllabus में नहीं है. Okay, this is the important concept. Okay, so this is the unit 1, right? Educational philosophy. So there are 4 thinkers in our syllabus. Okay, guys. Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Jiddu Krishnamurti, and Friedrich Froebel. Right? You know, do you know who was a Froebel? Froebel, he was a person who gave the concept of kindergarten, like LKG, MKG, UKG. Now, this concept is given by this person, this Christian philosopher, Christian educationist, Friedrich Froebel. Okay, you must remember, guys. Okay, CTET में आते होते हैं ये questions, right? Even this is in your B.Ed syllabus. Okay, so definitely it would come. So अब हमें क्या करना है? What we have to do? Just see that ये जो 4 चीजें, 4 thinkers हैं, Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, J. Krishnamurti, and Friedrich Froebel. So guys, only we have to talk about educational implication of those 4. Matlab, we don't have to talk where they were born. Okay, you know what was the name of you know their parents. Okay, we don't have to talk. Matlab, life sketch we don't have to talk. We have to talk according to our syllabus the educational philosophy, educational implications. Okay, got it? Matlab, you can write if you have a pen and copy. This is the important one, right? We have to talk about educational implications of Rabindranath Tagore. We have to talk educational implications of Mahatma Gandhi. We have to talk educational implications of J. Krishnamurti and educational implications of Friedrich Froebel. Got it? Ab now, under the educational implications, we have to do the 3 things only. Right? 3 things. Okay. What are the 3 things? Number 1, aims of education. Number 2, curriculum. Number 3 is teaching methods. Okay, so this is called the educational implications. Okay, so whatever you learn now, learn with the concept. Okay, what you are going to learn it, right, guys? So these 4 we have to talk according to our syllabus, educational implications, and under this we have to talk aims of education, curriculum, and methods of teaching or teaching methods. Okay, so first, guys, I'm going to talk about Rabindranath Tagore, aims of education. Okay, if na ab yahan pe bhi samjho, please try to understand. If I'm talking about aims of education, if I'm talking about educational implications of Rabindranath Tagore, it means I'm talking about Aims of education given by Rabindranath Tagore. Curriculum means syllabus. What type, what should be the contents of the syllabus given by the Rabindranath Tagore. And when we talk about educational implications of a Rabindranath Tagore, it means what should be method of teaching given by the Rabindranath Tagore. Similarly, if I talk about educational implications of a Mahatma Gandhi, it means what are the aims of education given by the Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, and what should be the course content. Okay, what type of a syllabus, what type of a subject should be taught in the schools given by the Mahatma Gandhi ji, right? And what should be method of teaching given by the Mahatma Gandhi ji. Similarly, Jiddu Krishnamurti and Friedrich Froebel. Got your point? Okay, so now guys, three things we have to do, and we are talking about educational implications of all the four thinkers. So first of all, Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so aims of education. According to Rabindranath Tagore, the aims of education should be, number first point, goodbye to the book-centered education. ये देख लो, मतलब he was against, Rabindranath Tagore was against the bookish knowledge. Okay, so you must know that. Guys, from where you will learn that, okay, you are going to become a teacher, naturally you will, learn these all the thinkers, educational thinkers. Only then you can improve your teaching methods, your teaching learning process, right? So according to Rabindranath Tagore, the aims of education, the number first is goodbye to the book-centered education. For the first time in the arena of education, Tagore established a new milestone. मतलब जब टैगोर साहब आए, रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, उससे पहले मतलब बुकिश नॉलेज पे जोर था और ये कह रहे थे he was against the bookish knowledge. With boldness and firmness, he rejected a book-centered education for students. To him, it is not just to confine the mind of a boys and girls to the textbooks only. It will kill the natural instinct of a student and make him bookish. अब ये देख लो guys, many times I have told na, student is never ever weak. Weak is always teacher. मतलब you are the those persons might be who has killed the natural instinct of a student. Matlab you are the person sometimes you don't know. Okay, you have killed the reasoning power, thinking power, critical thinking power of the student, and you say that the student is very weak. Basically your teaching method is weak. Basically your philosophy is weak. Basically you are not aware of the teaching learning process. This is the reason in a B.Ed course these all things are there. Okay, so according to Rabindranath Tagore, it will kill his creative skill. So students should be freed from the book-centered education and should be given a broader avenue for learning. Even the Froebel talked about, self-activity, freely self-activity. Okay, we will learn, in the further notes. So guys, okay, rest of the points you have to do. Concept, I have cleared the concept. Okay, so aims of education according to Rabindranath Tagore, goodbye to book-centered education, intellectual development. It means education should be such type, there should be a development of on the intellectual level. Okay, physical development also, integral development also, mother tongue as a medium of instruction. Yes, important point. Always teach to the students in your mother tongue. Okay, love of a humanity, moral and spiritual development means education ऐसी होनी चाहिए. There should be a development, spiritually development and morally development. Okay, अब curriculum means syllabus, co-curricular activities. What kind of a syllabus should be taught in the schools as given by the Rabindranath Tagore. According to Rabindranath Tagore, curriculum should be a broad-based, right? Mother tongue a prominent factor. Education through the medium of emotions, manual training and spiritual aspect. और मेन सब्जेक्ट्स क्या होने चाहिए अकॉर्डिंग टू रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर? लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेचर, मदर टंग, अदर इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस, English and other foreign languages like Russian, German, French, Latin and Chinese, mathematics, natural sciences. Okay, these all the subjects. Okay, Rabindranath Tagore keh rahe hain because it is talking about broad-based curriculum. Okay, physical and social sciences, trust in actual living and community service. A method of teaching, matlab how the teacher should teach, by which method teacher should teach to the student. Teaching through tours and trips. ये देखिए, मतलब अकेली बुकिश नॉलेज से ही नहीं, मतलब you can develop the mind of the student. Even by the tour and trips na, you can give lot of knowledge to the students. So he talked, teaching the students through tours and trips. Okay, bring the students in tours and trips. Okay, they will learn by their self. Rabindranath Tagore naturalist भी थे. Learning by activities, ये देखिए, this is the most important. Learning by activities, because he was against the bookish knowledge. Okay, whatever you are giving any assignment of the student, it should be like learning by doing. Okay, narration cum discussion and debate method. Okay, heuristic method, right? ये पढ़ लेना heuristic method. मतलब इसमें क्या होता है कि first you clear the concept to the student. Okay, then you ask from the student and you listens how much the student has learned. Okay, heuristic method. Then इन्होंने अपनी एक यूनिवर्सिटी भी बनाई थी, शांति निकेतन यूनिवर्सिटी, राइट? शांति निकेतन विश्व भारती. ओके, तो यू टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस, शांति निकेतन विश्व भारती. ओके गाइस, एंड लास्ट में रोल ऑफ टीचर. ये चाहे आप स्किप भी कर सकते हो, चाहे आप कर भी सकते हो, राइट? कि टीचर कैसा होना चाहिए. ओके, so basically we will talk about educational implication, three things: aims of education, curriculum, and methods of teaching. Okay, now Mahatma Gandhi. So according to Gandhi ji, literacy is neither a beginning or nor the end of the education. Literacy, this is only a means through which man or woman can be educated. Gandhi ji further said, by education I mean an all-round drawing out of the best in a child and man, body, mind and spirit. This is only a means through which man and woman can be educated. This is Gandhiji summed up his idea of a true education. अब हम बात करते हैं what was the aims of education, because we are talking about educational implications. Okay, and we know that under the educational implications we have to talk about three things: aims of education, curriculum and methods of teaching. All the four thinkers, Gandhiji, Tagore, Jiddu Krishnamurti and Froebel, Froebel, right? Aims of education according to Gandhiji talk about two types of aim of education: immediate aim of education and ultimate aim of education, right? So according to Gandhiji, immediate aim of education should be vocational aim. Means education should be a such type, means when the student leaves the school, he should learn a special skills or art so that student can earn his bread and butter. Got it? So he is emphasizing on vocational education. ये देखो पढ़ो, Gandhiji wished that each child should through his education be able to learn a productive craft, मतलब कोई भी any vocation, to meet his future needs of life by adopting some industry or business. और guys, you have seen that, है ना, हमारी education policy कैसे bookish knowledge पे ध्यान दे रही थी. And now we have got a very good education policy, new education policy 2020, in which we start vocational educations at the class of a 5th or 6th, right? Cultural aim, character building aim, total development aim, liberations, dignity of labor. मतलब कोई भी काम छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता. We have to give respect to every work, training for leadership. और ultimate aim of education क्या है? Under this you have to write, Gandhiji ultimate aim of education is to realize the good. Means education should be a such type, ultimately the product in the end, your consciousness should go to at up to that level so that you could realize the God. Okay guys, so now curriculum. According to Gandhiji, curriculum क्या था? Basic craft, mother tongue, mathematics, social studies, right? तो देखो इन्होंने ना, he talked about matlab how he is a little bit different from the Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, he is talking about basic craft, mother tongue, later on, you know, he is talking about, yeah, unke aapne dekhe honge, you have seen that, some was, broad based he is talking about, right? So first he talked about basic craft, right? Then method of teaching. More opportunity should be given to learning by doing. Gandhiji also talked about learning by doing. Mother tongue to be medium of instruction. Teaching through creative and productive activities. Learning by living. Okay, lecture, questioning and discussion method. So this is the important, okay, methods of teaching. Third is Jiddu Krishnamurti. Jiddu Krishnamurti ke according, right? Education for Krishnamurti in the simplest term in the process of helping the child to grow and flourish into love and goodness, enable them to understand themselves, exploring the psychological issues of life, discover the hidden treasure of life that are beyond culture, region and knowledge. ये याद कर लेना, this is a different from, मतलब aims of education of Jiddu Krishnamurti is different from, to some extent Gandhiji and Rabindranath Tagore. मतलब he is talking about helping the child to grow and flourish into love and goodness, enable them to understand themselves, exploring the psychological issues of life, and discover the hidden treasures of a life that are beyond culture, religion, and knowledge. Okay, means he talked about basically right education, RIGHT, right. And what is the right education? We will learn further. ये देखिए aims of education क्या थे? Aims of education according to Jiddu Krishnamurti, educating the whole person. Second, educating the person as a whole, not as a assembled of parts. Educating the persons within the whole. Right? Right education. He talked about right education. What is a right education according to Jiddu Krishnamurti? Sometimes na short note bhi aa jata hai. Explain the right educations said by the Jiddu Krishnamurti. Right? Explain the, child-centered educations according to the, Gandhiji, according to the, Rabindranath Tagore. Right education as conceived by him is in a true sense understanding the significance of a life as a whole. The concept of right education forms the central core of Krishnamurti philosophy of education. He conceives the right education is the only means which enable us to explore solutions of our almost problem. The notion of a right education as conceived by Krishnamurti is well reflected through his views. ये है right education में, means self consciousness, awakening of intelligence, transformation of a self and social transformation. He is talking about right educations, and we can get the right educations by these four. Okay, because aims of education already he has defined, right? So it is talking about these four things, right? और curriculum syllabus कैसा होना चाहिए? He emphasized on comprehensive curriculum and termed as a core curriculum which provides ample of opportunities to facilitate learning, equip with art skills of living, enable to think rationally, freely and fearlessly, ensure all-round balanced development, develop natural interest and develop potential optimally. मतलब आपने देखा होगा, you have seen, मतलब he is talking about, full-fledged development of the child, है ना, from inner side also. मतलब he is providing under this curriculum, he is talking about facilitate learning, equip with art skills of living. और method of teaching कैसे था according to Froebel, Krishnamurti talks about insight and discovery out of time. According to Krishnamurti, self-knowledge is the true knowledge, and obviously the way to approach it, discover it is the right methodology. Right, guys? तो ये थोड़ा आपने पढ़ लेना, ठीक है? Little bit, some words are coming, right? Self-consciousness, awakening of intelligence, transformations, and what is the right educations. Okay, आपने right educations ही पढ़नी है, उसके अंदर ये 4 points आ गए हैं, right? जिद्दू कृष्णमूर्ति के. Okay, तो basically aims of educations क्या था? ये है, means educating the whole person, not in the parts, educating the persons within the whole, right? Okay, now we talk about the Froebel, right? Froebel already I have told you, okay? He gave the concept of a kindergarten. educational philosophy, aims of education according to the Froebel. Three things now we have to do: aims of education, curriculum, and method of teaching. Okay, nothing else. So we have covered, everything about the four thinkers, according to our syllabus. Aims of education according to Froebel क्या था? The purpose of educationist. Okay, यहाँ से पढ़ते हैं. This is the important line. Froebel held the belief that developing harmony with the world and with God is the way of achieve fulfillment in life. Practical work and direct use of a material should be given importance in the early education of children. Okay, ये है important. This is the important. Three basic components of a Froebel contributions into education. या Froebel's philosophy of education. He talked about free self-activity, creativity, and social participation. This is important, guys. Free self-activity में what the Froebel has said. Froebel was of the opinion that children should not indulge in the activities as suggested by their parents or teachers. ये देखो, बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन है. Froebel said कि students should not be indulge in the activities as suggested by the parents and teacher. They should instead carry out their own impulses and decisions. Education is the process involving the growth of an individual, and this growth should be directed from within the child. Froebel maintained the view that preschool education should involve the stimulation of a voluntary self-activity. That's why he started his kindergarten. Now has become famous. LKG, MKG, UKG, till today we are following that. Right? Learn the children from their own way. This is called a self-activity. अब देखा ना इसका aims of education. Okay, little bit different from the others. Okay, so you have to almost all are the same. Okay, the point behind that. Okay, but how you have to write, and on which point these all the four are giving emphasizing. Okay, first you have to write that points, right? Similarly, creativity and social participations. Okay, so ये हो गया aims of education. Now we talk about methods of teaching. According to the method, how the teacher should teach in the class. गांधी जी ने तो बोला था ना, through lecturing method, through discussion method. So according to the Froebel, he said, teach through songs, teach through Froebel gifts. उसका नाम ही Froebel gifts रख दिया इसने. Great. Teaching through occupations, teaching through play. Right? Froebel was a great advocate of spontaneous development of the children by means of a self-expression. His kindergarten was a place where kids could move around freely and joyfully. The teaching method used in the kindergartens should be teaching through songs, through gifts, through occupation, through play. Right? So guys, we are done with ये contributions है Froebel का modern education के अंदर. Okay, ये भी पढ़ लेना. Nursery education and kindergarten. ये देखो child centered educations. ठीक है, play way in educations, learning by doing, emphasis on nature study in curriculum. Women in the teaching professions. Yes, Froebel suggested basically employing women teachers for tender children in kindergarten, as they are more affectionate to the children than men teachers. Okay. So, okay, now we move to here. So, guys, ये अगर आप देखेंगे तो this one, right? This part, right? Educations and knowledge visualized by the different thinkers: Gandhiji, Tagore, Krishnamurti, and Friedrich Froebel. Right? So we talked, just now. I'm talking about this. This one we already discussed. Now I'm talking about this one: concept, source, types, and facets of knowledge. Okay. So I'm coming here in the questions directly. Questions पे मैं आता हूं उसी according to that ना you will come to know that, right? Yes, ये देखिए पेपर देख लो आप अपना पहले. फर्स्ट द पेपर. This one, guys. Okay. Okay. Learn the unit 1. What do you mean by knowledge? Explain the different types and sources of knowledge. Okay. So first unit, after finishing this, first unit would be covered, right? अब नीचे देखो ये भी हमारे covered हो गए. Write short notes on the following contributions of the Gandhi ji in relations to child-centered education. Right? कैसी होनी चाहिए? Right? According to the child-centered education, है ना? Vocationalizations होनी चाहिए. Bread and butter उसके according. Contributions of a Tagore in relations to the child-centered educations. Okay, concept of a skill, belief and educations. Okay, ये भी unit 1 में ही है हमारे. तो हम we are discussing this, the whole questions. What do you mean by knowledge? Explain the different types and sources of knowledge. ठीक है, very easy questions है. ये देखो, मतलब in the form of a question and answers ना we are discussing, right guys? What do you mean by knowledge? Explain and different types and sources of knowledge. Okay, so I have made a notes and I have already shared with you. So here we have to talk about, first we have to talk about knowledge, then types, and then sources of knowledge. Nothing else, right? So knowledge kya cheez hai? According to the knowledge, meaning of knowledge, knowledge stands for facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education. Means, matlab whatever we get, we experience from our senses, 5 senses we have, okay, whatever we get, it becomes knowledge. Theoretical or practical understanding of a subject, awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation, right? Further, knowledge is a form of awareness or familiarity. It is often understood as awareness of facts or practical skills and may also mean familiarity with object or situations. Got it, guys? So knowledge आपको समझ आ गया होगा. So basically, whatever we learn from our senses, okay, from our experience, it becomes the knowledge. और वो knowledge क्या चीज है? It is a fact, right? Awareness or familiarity of something, or the intellectual experience through the sense is called knowledge. Got it? Definitions 3 or 4 definitions I have given. Okay, तो कोई भी आप definitions कर सकते हैं. Anyone. So in the words of a J.S. Shera, knowledge is the result of a process performed by the intellectual method. Now, what are the characteristics of knowledge? Knowledge is infinite. Knowledge कभी भी finite नहीं है. Knowledge is a dynamic, means it always changes, continues है, ever expanding है. No final word can ever be said of any discipline. They are at best provisional, subject to the criticism, corrections, contradictions, change or modification. Right? Always. Okay, guys? So don't think that whatever if you have any concept, do not stick on it. कि यही ठीक होगा जी. Because whatever the concept you have, it can be criticized by the other person. Okay? But respect the view of the other person also. यही तो एजुकेशन हमें सिखाती है, right? Knowledge is like wealth. The more he gets, the more he craves. Knowledge never decays. Knowledge once gained casts a light beyond its. Information is a source of knowledge. So you have come to know about the knowledge. ये importance of knowledge है. Okay, now we talk about types of knowledge. So basically, guys, types of knowledge आपने समझना है. 2 तरह की knowledge होती है. 2 types of. Okay. Rest of other types I have defined. You can learn it. Okay, but 2 types are important. Okay. First is a priori knowledge. Second is post priori knowledge, right? ये देखिए, just see it. First is a priori knowledge, right? Second is a posteriori knowledge, right? The first is a priori knowledge. क्या चीज होती है? ये देखिए, पढ़िए. The literal meaning of a priori knowledge is before or from earlier. Got it? Second देखो. A priori knowledge is the knowledge that is attained independently of experience. Means beyond the senses, beyond the experience. Okay, the knowledge you get. It means there are certain assumptions that can take for granted. The knowledge is non-empirical, नॉन एम्पिरिकल होती है ये, राइट, एंड बियॉन्ड द एक्सपीरियंस होती है. Empirical means originating or based on observation or experience. I have written the meaning. This type of knowledge, ये देखिए, comes from theoretical reasoning rather than the actual observation or a personal experience. In practical, a priori describes knowledge that exists without reference of any actual proof or reality. It happens in the mind. Okay, a priori knowledge. ये देखो लिखा हुआ है. Definitions. A priori knowledge exists in the mind, independent of the observations or experience. Okay, this is called a priori knowledge. So, all the persons have the different views. Okay, nobody can say that he is a perfect. Okay, so some says that whatever we see that this is the final thing. Okay, some say that there is another word, beyond this word, that word also exists. Well, according to the idealism says that these all things, everything whatever you see, it has come from, it originates from the idea, and idea lies in the mind. That's why a priori knowledge is such kind of a knowledge that is beyond the experience, that is a non-empirical, and it exists in the mind independently, right? A priori knowledge. And second is a posteriori knowledge. ये आ जाएगी, this is experience based. Okay, a posteriori knowledge, literally meaning of that, from what comes after, what comes later. It is the knowledge which is gained through experience. ये देखिए, from the five senses, and this is a easy one. From our five senses, we get the knowledge. This is a posteriori knowledge, and which exists independent of the senses, beyond the experience. This is called a priori knowledge, right guys? बाकी ये भी आप कर लेना further. Explicit, implicit, declarative, procedural. Okay, and last are sources of knowledge, from where we get the knowledge. Source, what are the source of knowledge? Okay, experience. So it is clear that from the experience, going into some experience, we get the knowledge. Okay, authority, deductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, इसको पढ़ लेना आप. Empiricism, वही हो गया experience. The scientific approach of nowadays is going on, which is based upon the hypothesis. A hypothesis, whatever we have to do study now, so we build some hypothesis. This is called the scientific approach. Okay, a hypothesis is a statement describing relationship among variable that is tentatively assumed to be true. It identifies observations to be made to investigate a question. A scientific, it is used in the research part. Okay, so we are done with this one, and now, okay, so we come from the short questions, right guys? So ये हमारा पेपर था, right? So first short questions. Now अगर आप इसको देखें, this is our paper, right? Now I'm talking about these teaching, training, and learning, or these 4 answers, right guys? Well, in the last we will see the syllabus, and we will match that. We have what we have covered, right? So first is a question has come, concept of a teaching, training, and learning. So guys, teaching we have already discussed. It is an interactional process. In this process, there is interactions among the teacher, learner, and the learning material. P.O. Smith की always definition याद रखना. Teaching is a system of actions intended to induce learning, right? और characteristics क्या है, ये सारा आप define कर सकते हैं इसके अंदर, teaching के अंदर. अब ये देखो, मतलब as the question has come, so I have made a notes like that. Because now all the 3 things you have to define, teaching, training, and learning. So ये teaching I have defined, training I have defined, right guys? Ab sometimes questions can come, key difference between teaching and training. So okay, you can also learn this. Comparison chart bhi hai teaching and training ka. Right? Similarly, learning. Learning, you know that if there is a teaching, there would be a learning. And what is the meaning of a learning? Learning means there is a modifications of a behavior. Well, when the teacher is teaching in the class, so then how you can say that student has learned? If they have learned naturally, definitely they have, their behavior has modified. They have got something, right? Then we will say that, learning happens. So ये learning का है points. Types of a learning you can do that: motor learning, conceptual learning, discriminations. हाँ, knowledge and informations. Knowledge we are done. Knowledge and information में क्या difference है, right? Information is static whereas knowledge is dynamic, है ना? ये भी आप कर सकते हैं. Okay, short note में आ सकता है आपको. Okay, अब the concept of a nationalism. So guys, ये जो part है under the unit 2, nationalism, secularism and universalism, right? So you can, ये बहुत ही अच्छा notes दिया हुआ है under your guide. You can see that. Okay, so I think there is no need to write again, those all things. So it is given a, I have, read it. It is described very well under a short answers, right? Nationalism, secularism and universalism. Universalism means equality, talking about equality, right? And इसको भी आप एक बार देख लेना, right? Concept and meaning of a curriculum. अब question has come, curriculum. So curriculum, we know that, curriculum, it has come from the Latin word, this, which means to run, या course of a study. And in the broader sense, we say that it refers to total learning experience of individual, not only in the school, but in the society as well. Curriculum क्या चीज होती है? What is a curriculum? Curriculum does not mean what you get in the class, but outside the class, what you are getting, this is also called a curriculum. And according to Cunningham, curriculum is a tool in the hands of the artist who is a teacher to mold his material, who is pupil, means student, according to his ideals, aims and objectives in his studio, means school. Many times we have discussed these definitions, guys, right? Even in the first year, we have discussed what is the traditional concept of a curriculum and what is the modern concept of a curriculum. So you can learn that, right? ये देखो ना, एक ही लाइन में क्लियर हो गया. The traditional concept of curriculum was subject centered and the modern concept of a curriculum is a student centered, right? ये nature and characteristics of a curriculum, right? So we have already discussed. The importance of a laboratory work भी ना, I have written the syllabus here, right, from the unit 4. Teacher experience and concern, laboratory work, library, field and group discussions. तो ये भी आपकी वही गाइड और बुक में बहुत बढ़िया एक्सप्लेन किया हुआ है, guys, right? Even a page number I have given, you can see that you have the PDF, right? So these questions we are done. What do you mean by knowledge? And explains the different types of knowledge and sources of knowledge. Okay. And then, okay, one questions, what are the main recommendations of a NCF, National Curriculum Framework? Explain in detail. So now I'm talking about, unit 4. So National Curriculum Framework 2005. It is one of the 4 national curriculum published in 75, 88, 2000, 2005 by the NCERT. The National Curriculum Framework 2005, basically known as the 4th national curriculum, was created to improve the education system. It was designed to improve the education system and create quality of education in India. These 2 points, this is the important, guys, right? You will come to know what you have to write under this NCF. Okay, ये देखिए salient features of a NCF. NCF 2005 discusses each level of a school education. It talks about pre-primary, primary, upper primary, secondary and higher education. These all things. It talks about, it provides curriculum equity for inclusive education. Guys, equity, equality, inclusive educations, these all you have to define. And these concepts should be cleared. Okay, many times I have discussed, and even in the notes, what is the equity? Difference between equity and equality. Short note can come, right? Inclusive educations kya cheez hai? What is inclusion? Okay, all have defined in the notes. Okay, so when I will go, one by one, so lecture will go, very long, right? So main points I'm covering. Okay, rest you have to learn, right, guys? So this is the important equity and equality, right? So NCF recommends reduced curriculum burden for students. मतलब जो भी आपने देखा होगा after the 2005, okay, many methods, new things has come. उससे पहले क्या था 2000, before the 2005, there was lot of a burden on the children, and okay, in the newspaper and in TV news, we used to listen, students has done the suicide due to this work and others, now, right? Because of the, uh, this burden also. We don't have to make the robot to the students. Okay, we have to develop the full personality of the student. We have to develop that overall personality, right? Harmonious development of the student. Yes, exact word is that, right? अब इसकी क्या थी? What were the main recommendation of NCF? It talks about the textbook, right? ये देखो NCERT के according होनी चाहिए, है ना? Under this he has talked teaching method, right? मतलब new teaching method. Teacher should teach to the students with the with the new teaching methods that is based upon arousing the learning power of the student, reorientations of the teachers. So NCF talks about there should be induction classes, there should be a faculty development classes of the teachers. ये तो होनी चाहिए. This is a must actually. मैं आपको बताऊं, और इंडिया में हो ही नहीं रही है, मैं बताऊं, right guys? Even I say that even in all the schools, teacher, you have seen that teacher is teaching from last 7 years, last 10 years, 5 years, and he or she didn't attend even a one any faculty development program, any induction classes, any reorient, वही पुरानी method से पढ़ाई जा रहा है. तो NCF talk about reorientations of teachers, master trainers, national integrations, all round development, teleconferencing. ठीक है, ये advantages हैं उसके NCF के, right guys? These all things last में conclusions, right? Okay, so ये वाला part, this part we are done, huh? This वाला part, even this one too. Okay, right. So I'm coming on this part, right? Unit 2, right? Now you can see that under the unit 2, you can see your syllabus first, right? So first, if you see unit 1, so we are discuss, this whole part, right? Concept, sources, types of knowledge. Okay, I increase the size. Now it is clear, right, guys? Okay. Now you can see, okay. Under a unit 1, we are talked about this, even full-fledged questions we are done. Okay, all the 4 thinkers. Okay, information, knowledge we have come to know, right? Belief and truth, reasoning and analysis. Okay, you can see in the notes or in the guide also. Okay, because ये तो short में ही आ सकते हैं always, right? So long we are done. Now we are talking about the unit 2, right, guys? So you can see this is a unit 2. Even I have written now so that okay, you can easily find out about, this is talking about unit 2. So unit 2 में 2 questions even has come from the unit 2. Okay, so first we have talk about socialization. Socialization क्या चीज है? Socialization basically it is a process of learning how to become a part of culture. Through socialization, one learns the culture's language, their role in life, and what is expected from them. Socialization is a very important process in the forming of personality. Socialization occurs when one interacts with other people. It is a lifelong process. So concept is clear to you. And education, guys, socializes us. Okay. And what are the schools? These all the, you can say that they are the agents of socialization. Okay. Schools, colleges, they are called the agents of socialization because they are socializing us, right? We come to know the culture, we come to know about nation, we come to know about nationalism through education, we come to know secularism through education, we come to know universalism through education. So basically, baby जो है उसका socialize हो रहा है, right? So this is the concept of a socialization. I think concept is clear to you. Rest of the things, okay, guys, you can learn it. Characteristics, features of socializations, okay. And then need and importance of a socializations. Okay, अब ये देखिए questions आ गए ना. Concept of equity and equality, right? So even we have already discussed about the, okay, in my lectures now you can see that equality means each individual or a group of a people is given the same resources of opportunities. This is equality. Equality means, well, same things we have to distribute to all the person. This is called equality, not equity. Now, what is equity? Equity recognizes that each person is a different from the other person, having the different circumstances, and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. For example, you know, in any of the state, if chief minister is giving the 100 rupees to every person, right? So this is called the equalization. Okay. But when he came to know that some persons, there is a need of it to give 200 rupees. Some persons need to give 500 rupees. Because they are putting up below the poverty line. Right, guys? So at least, those section, they should come up to that level where we can talk about the equalization, equal distribution of the resources. You know that now, since independence, we are ignoring the disadvantaged sections. We are ignoring those person comes from the marginalized sections, SC, ST, right? Even the you can say disabled person. In India, we have the mentality they cannot do anything if the person is a physically handicapped, having the visually impairment, right, guys? We have such kind of a perception, right? But being you can say disabled, they have done wonders, right, guys? So at least we have to provide the resources, the persons who is needed according to their needs. So guys, equity leads to the equality. Okay, so equality means each individual or a group of a people is given the same resources, and equity means each person has different circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome, right? So now concept is clear to you. Rest आप इसको पढ़ लेना, right? Equity and equality, right, guys? ये सारा का सारा concept of equity, ये देखो again I have written, right? अब ये modernization is also given. Okay, these notes you can also read that about modernization, causes of a modernizations, right? Now we see our syllabus. तो ये concept we are done it. Okay, इसी में से आया हुआ है basic concept of socializations, ये देखो equity and equality, modernity, right? और ये last वाला part तो already I have told you, secularism, nationalism and universalism, है ना? You have to learn from your guide. It is वहां पर define किया हुआ है. Third part, now we are talking about third part. Third part we are done, right? ये देखिए curriculum and syllabus, ठीक है? Determinants of a curriculum, philosophy, sociological, political, cultural and economic, right? This one you can see the notes now. I have written in the notes, okay? Otherwise, one more notes I have, I will send you after this class. Okay, this is a full-fledged questions. Determinants of a curriculum. Matlab, what I have done it, guys. Matlab, if those are easy questions, easy answers in your guide, okay, right? So you can learn from the guide. If there is a very long, now determinants of a curriculum na, in your guide, it is explained very long, even many pages, right? So even determinants of a curriculum, I have made a notes of a 6 or 7 pages only, 5-6 pages. Okay, so I will send to you, right, after this class. Determinants of curriculum, right? This part I have already discussed with you and given the notes to you. Okay, and unit 4 we are done with this part. Unit now this one. Okay, वो next slide आ गई थी. ये देखिए teachers experience and concern, laboratory work, field work and group discussion. Okay, और इसमें से हमने ये fourth वाला part national curriculum framework we have discussed, right? Okay, बाकी तो short के लिए है. Means from each unit na long questions we have discussed. Okay, by rest of the short questions now you can learn from the notes which I have given to you and from your guide also, right, guys? So thank you so much for this lectures, guys. Thank you. Save and stop this one. So guys, all the 4 units we have discussed. Okay, so long questions we have already I have given you the notes and I have discussed over there. If now I have sent to you, you have to see it up to tomorrow. You can see that if there is something missing, okay, you can message me, don't worry. Okay, we have 5-6 days actually, right guys? Thank you so much guys, thank you.